Good evening. A Loon Lake man was killed in a single vehicle rollover yesterday afternoon. Meadow Lake RCMP say it happened at around 5:30, 10 kilometers west of Rapid View on Highway 55. Four occupants were in a 2004 Chevrolet Cavalier when it rolled over, ejecting 21-year-old Henry Patridge of Loon Lake. He was later pronounced dead in hospital. The 28-year-old driver and two female passengers, both 14 and 19 years old, were released from hospital after treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. Now, no charges have been laid. The cause of the rollover is under investigation. They weren't just out for a morning stroll. Hundreds of people walked and ran laps around Bud Miller Park and the surrounding area for friends, family, and all those living with multiple sclerosis. It was the 16th MS Walk and Run, and this year with participation numbers over 450, it's the highest it's ever been. Annika Novate was there and has more.
Finishing strong. It was a morning of inspiration for many who live with the disease.
I laced up for my sisters and to my sisters, Kirsten and Lindsay.
I laced up for Amy Perron and Linda Hill.
I laced up for Amanda.
I am walking for Bob Bauer, Grandpa Bob.
I laced up for me and my sister. For myself and for Karen.
I laced up for my lovely wife, Nicole.
I laced up for my mom. I help her with lots of chores, like yard chores.
And Anne's mom appreciates all the support not only today, but her family's help daily as she has lived with MS for the past 10 years.
In the house, I have to, anywhere I walk, I have to have a wall. I need something to support, and opening jars, getting things out of cupboards. I can't do it anymore. So, yeah, they do a lot. They do a lot.
And Johanna Green says this year there wasn't just support in numbers, but in the spirit of those that participated with different costumes and the first time ever having the Filipino community.
That I think are really a visual demonstration of their commitment to the fight against MS. Everything from fairies and tutus to a huge team, 50 plus people from the Filipino community.
I know we're not even prepared this year because we have only 57 walkers. Yeah. So maybe next year we're going to have more.
Yeah. I started with 20 and then some of the friends asked, oh, you want to join in MS? Yeah. And even last night, I have phone calls. I have two more that wants to join in MS. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
It's overwhelming how much support from everybody, the community.
Annika Novate, Newcap News.
It was time for some spring cleaning at the Lloydminster grounds as local residents took part in the 25th Household Hazardous Waste Roundup earlier today. About 60 volunteers dressed in white hazmat suits separated hazardous and recyclable materials, and for this woman, saving the environment is top of mind.
Until we can stop the destruction of the environment, all we can do is just pick up the threads here and there. And this one day a year is not adequate, of course, but it's still all we have right now.
There's so many things that get accumulated over the winter season in people's homes, in your yards, and in your garage. This is the great opportunity for everyone to bring their hazardous waste down to this roundup.
Everything from TVs, paint cans, batteries, fluorescent tubes, and antifreeze were accepted. Now the city has a contract with DBS Environmental where the company recycles the waste.
All right, here for some local hockey, the Lloydminster Bandits front office will be busy this summer as both Jason Newman and Todd Palak have decided to move on. Now, Newman was with the Bandits organization for 5 years as both an assistant and head coach. Bandits general manager Greg Buchanan says it's tough losing a guy like Newman.
What Jason brought to the rink and to that room, you can't measure it. He brought a lot of dedication, a lot of effort every night for himself, and rubbed off on the rest of the players. And unfortunately, didn't go where we wanted to go at the end of the playoffs last year. But what Jason has done with the organization is great.
Now, 2 vacant spots open. Buchanan has received a lot of interest for both coaching positions.
Right now, we're kind of cutting it down to a short list. We hope to have somebody in place by the end of the month.
As for what Buchanan is looking for in his new bench boss, he wants to find someone that will be able to bring back the Bandits a championship.
I think it has to be really comfortable with our organization. You know, we have it's a bit of a pressure because every year our team is built to win. And our team has a great tradition of 15 league championships, and we want to get back to that plateau again. So there's a bit of pressure to be the head coach of the Bandits and to succeed.
All right, to lacrosse now. After suffering a 14-5 blow to the Vermilion Roar on Wednesday, the Wheatland Extreme hoping to put that behind them and move forward as they were in Wainwright last night to take on the Wolfpack. So we're going to jump into the second. Extreme up 10-6. It's Terex Fisher-Cobes picking up the loose ball, and he moves in on the 2-on-1, giving it to Braden Lutke for his second of the game. That made it 11-6. Now 12-6 in the dying minute of the second. Brad McAllister, great individual effort, caps it off with this beauty goal. Wheatland up by a touchdown after 2. More from the Extreme. Ryder Zeroni with a deep pass to the other Lutke. That's Ryan, who goes 5-hole. It's 14-6 at this point. Now each team would add 2 more as the Wheatland Extreme bounce back after a tough loss, and they double up on the Wolfpack by a score of 16-8.
We stayed out of the box just like we needed to. Transition starting to work a lot better. As soon as we get our defense locked down, we'll be a team that's going to go somewhere in this league.
I was a little cold here at the start of the season, but this was a good game to get in the rhythm. And you're right, the first period there, we really were clicking. The passes were hitting right on the mark, and able to put them in too. That's another key thing is hitting the passes, but then you had to finish, and we were finishing good. So.
All right, well, that's your first look at sports, or rather your only look at sports. Annika has your weather next. Stay tuned.